Hey everybody, my name is Tony Biagni. I am at the Wonder Conference '09, and I'm with my buddy here, Ian Morgan Cron.
Aye, lad.
I like that. Is it really? Is it Irish
No.
or Scottish or whatever that is?
It's Irish.
It's Irish. So, did I just offend you?
Only because you used a Scottish accent.
Sorry about that. I really know my history. Well, we're off to an awkward start, aren't we? All right, here we go. Okay, we only have a few minutes. We just wanted to pull you down into the basement here a little bit and just talk to you a little bit. I wanted you to just share your heart on a couple things with some of our artists, because I know you've been talking all day and tons of questions have been thrown your way. And we want to use this time just as a way for you to share what's kind of like the last 5% of what you wanted to share with the people who are here, and then folks from all over the world who are watching us right now. Is that weird?
It's so weird.
I know, isn't that cool?
Yeah, I have an intense amount of anxiety in my stomach right now.
I can feel it.
Thanks for bringing it.
Sorry.
Well, I think one of the things I didn't get a chance to talk about so much is the integration of where the artist fits into the broader body of Christ in a local community or in a local church. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I've been learning lately is about these categories of beauty, truth, and goodness, and how every human being tends to either receive the love of God or give expression to the love of God through each of those categories. Mm-hmm. So let me explain that because you look intensely confused right now.
I don't know what you're saying.
All right, that's great.
I don't even read books.
They always send me the smart ones.
Okay, great. Hi, Mom. Proud of
these three categories are really important in every body of Christ. And so, for example, people who experience the love of God and give the love of God away in the category of beauty, they tend to be the artists in the body, right? They're worship leaders. They're people involved in who really experience God through aesthetics and through expressive worship, right? They operate on that plane. Yep. And then people who tend to experience God or give voice to their experience of God in the area of truth, love the Bible and Hebrew and Greek,
all the head stuff,
apologetics. They live up here in their head, and they really experience God's love that way, right? Mm-hmm. And then people who are about the language of goodness are people who are all about poverty and the poor and recognizing the broken heart of God in the world, and so they're all about social justice. Right? Mm-hmm. Now, we know from history that beauty, truth, and goodness represent three strands of the character of God. Mm-hmm. So it shouldn't be a surprise to us that we each give expression or have a piece of that in the body. But here's where it turns into a disaster. And I see this all the time in communities. The goodness people who are all about social justice look at the artists and they go, okay, so let me get this straight. You're sitting around writing songs while the world is starving to death. What's wrong with you people?
Yep. Okay.
And the artists are looking at the goodness or the truth people, and they're saying, you guys got to get out of your head and down into your heart. Mm-hmm. And so the body becomes sort of fractured into this sort of, I hate to say it, smug, kind of arrogant, everyone putting down everybody else because you're not in my category.
At that point, community is fractured.
Yeah, and not working in an optimal way.
Yeah,
right?
Okay.
It's not operating in the character of God, where all three of those things need to be honored and brought together, where artists, let me put it this way, the truth people can correct the excesses of the beauty people, who correct the excesses of the truth people. And the body then works in this beautiful tension where each are equally valued. And by the end of your life, you hope that you don't just lean into one of those, that all three, like a strand, as you grow in Jesus, would come together equally in the same person. So if I'd had a little bit more time today, I'd have talked to artists about really receiving the truth people and the goodness people as equal partners in this body of Christ who come together in this grand concert of beauty, truth, and goodness working together.
I love that because it really gets back to something that's just been on the minds and people I've talked with this whole week here at the conference, and it's these primarily a lot of artists, but they're going, how can I, if this is the Wonder Conference, how can I expand my mind in this way? And I've been in so many really good conversations where people are saying, you know what, it's not just about what's on the canvas. It's not about what's behind, when you're working on After Effects or working on that piece of poetry. Are you drawing around people who can teach you the word in new and exciting ways? And are you talking with your outreach person and saying, what's going on in the city right now? And, and that's where these stories of redemption and grace are all kind of, that's where it's happening.
Right.
You know, and I think there's a beauty there when people realize that. Is this something that, from what you've experienced, is it something that happens to someone when they're at a relatively younger age, or is this does this take a long time?
I think it takes a while.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's journey is different, but I think it takes a while. Because I think for a while we sit in our particular category and we kind of relish in this smug, self-righteous, I'm actually a little bit better than everybody in the other two categories,
I never do that.
And the church actually needs me more than the other. The other two categories are a little superfluous, but mine is ultimately important, right? But as you get older, you realize, no, the character of God is complex, and I need all of these things to really come together for me to be whole as a follower of Jesus.
Yeah, to understand a story.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. As always, we should always just do this.
Yeah,
you
all the
know,
time.
like we.
I would so dig
I
it.
know. Are we gonna hold hands like this
I'd
for a while?
like that. And if you moved into my man space, that
All right,
would be
let's
helpful too.
hugs it out. Bye.